might have heard recently that Ivana Trump, passed away some time ago. Also, she was laid to rest at Trump National Golf Club in Bedminster in New Jersey, which by itself is interesting. I wouldn't have expected that considering how long ago their marriage ended. It almost, absent all context, seems sweet on some level that she or her family would consent to this, that he would want it to happen. It's almost romantic, but of course this is Trump, so we should probably interrogate that interpretation of events just a little bit. You can see some coverage of this here, by the way. The thing is, there is a theory going around that I am ill-equipped to say for sure whether it's true or not, that there was another reason besides, a lingering vestige of till death do us part that led to her being buried at the golf course. Dartmouth sociology professor Brooke Harrington says that it might have something to do with taxes and cemeteries, saying that in New Jersey, there's no minimum number of bodies required for a plot of land to be designated a cemetery, and thus to then be exempt from all taxes, rates, and assessments. Business Insider then looked into that. They say that under New Jersey state tax code, any land that is dedicated to cemetery purposes is exempt from all taxes, rates, and assessments. That is true. Cemetery companies are also specifically exempt from paying any real estate taxes, rates, and assessments, or personal property taxes on their lands, as well as business taxes, sales taxes, income taxes, and inheritance taxes. Now, first of all, we're gonna get into whether we think this is plausible. I also want to point out, as good as the lobbyists for like the gun manufacturers are, or like big pharma, or the energy companies, damn, the cemetery lobbyists have gotten some work done. Why are they exempt from all those taxes in the first place? I mean, like we have to deal with the Trump thing, but they are getting away with murder over there. Anyway, we also know literally. Maybe to justify the tax stuff. Tax documents also reveal that the Trump family trust recently sought to designate a property only 20 miles from the golf club to become a nonprofit cemetery company. So look, I think that we're going to have to check in on this a year or two later to see if there has been any attempt or success in avoiding taxes. As a theory to throw out there though, you can see why this would spread. That's a pretty spicy thing to say, that he had his ex-wife buried there to avoid some business taxes. I don't know that I buy it, Francesca, but what do you think?
He was definitely cutting corners and trying to save money. There is no doubt that there was a rationale for putting your wife, your former wife, into your golf course. Like, why? Why not put him somewhere else? Now, there's many different aspects to this, whether or not it becomes a tax thing, which I could definitely see happening. But I know that the original plans for this, for her eventual grave, and she did die unexpectedly soon, was going to be some sort of mausoleum, right? A place that you step into, or something big, or something beautiful. I'm sure those plans are in the works. But right now, it looks like a shallow grave that like someone trying to hide a body just threw together.
Francesca.
Like I'm sorry, no, for real, dude. Rich people have rich ass graves. That's not a rich grave, bro. That is a I hated you in life grave. And yeah, she did him a fave and recounted her rape story of him, that she discussed in 1993, and then said, "Oh no, that wasn't real. No, he didn't pull out clumps of my hair and then rape me because I told him to get a scalp reduction and blah 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 blah." Like she's already helped you out so much by just not talking about the monster that you are, and this is how you repay her in the afterlife. So I'm just like floored by the whole thing. Look, I think some people think it's so silly to like have a big mausoleum, but yeah, man, but that you don't understand rich people thought is like, no, build a giant, like some of the most incredible sites in our world are because rich people, powerful people wanted dope grave sites. Look at that. Look at that pauper's grave.
Maybe it's temporary. Maybe the idea is that she can be relocated eventually. I don't know. What I do know though is, he wanted to build a mausoleum. He's apparently been thinking about that for some time. He wants to have up to 1,000 possible graves there. It just seems so weird. But when
but
he
that would
eventually
get him
builds.
tax stats. If you want 1,000 graves there.
Well, it says there's no limit on how many have to be there for you to get it. Like they could make the claim maybe with the one. I don't see how that could possibly. What does it matter? He's a billionaire. Why is he dodging taxes? I don't understand these people. It's all fantasy money. It is only as real as the gold coins in the pocket of my Dungeons and Dragons character. It exists on a piece of paper or online, and that's it. It doesn't have anything to do with anything. But it's so important to them. What I was gonna say though is, when he eventually builds the place that he is gonna be interned, it is going to be just unbearable, gaudy and ugly. And also, there will be conservatives making pilgrimages to it for literally decades, and you know that it's true. It is gonna be
every January 6th, we go and smear our feces in unison.
It's gonna be like, I don't know, and then suckle on the marble. No.
Yes, yeah.
Anyway, okay.
No, there's gonna be a statue. There's gonna be a statue, and he's gonna be a svelte MFer. Like he's gonna look.
Oh yeah.
It'll be very rocky, and I think that's gonna be the most fun of all.
Yeah, I think that.
And you know, there'll be one of those statues. You know how like if you go to like, Rome, it's why is the bulge always the place where like people have touched the most, and it's gold because it's been like touched by and oxidized by the human hand. Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, we had bulge.
At UConn, we had there's a husky statue. Our husky was our mascot, and for good luck, you'd rub its nose or whatever. I don't want to see what they rub for luck off that damn statue. Oh, the only thing less real than the money that they're so obsessed with is going to be the depiction of Donald Trump in statue form. I'll just say that.
John, do you think that Melania gets buried by the third hole and then Marla gets buried by the second hole, just like in succession of the wives?
I want to guess that she wouldn't want to be buried there at all, but she's still with him. She's loyal. Maybe she will. We'll see.
For more political news, breakdowns, interviews, stories of activism, and me trying my hardest to care about the occasional big celebrity news story, subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/thedamagereport. And you can ring the bell wherever it is so you don't miss anything.